As we transition to the New Mexico State men's basketball team, it feels like this is a program that's ready to take the next step. 13-19 last year, losing in the quarterfinals. This year, 7th in the Conference USA preseason poll. They underwent a complete roster overhaul this offseason, bringing back just 4 players, the fewest in the league, but they do bring back 2 of their top 3 scorers. They bring in 11 new players. They got bigger. They got more athletic. Plus, they've got a great transfer class headlined by Peter Filipovic, Deontay Bostic out of Cal State Northridge, who averaged over 15 points per game at Cal State Northridge. They're going to play a tough non-conference schedule, though. Trips to Dayton, New Mexico, Texas, all who participated in the NCAA tournament last year. They'll open the Conference USA season at Sam Houston on January 2nd. We're excited to be joined now by Aggies head coach Jason Hooten and their all-conference guard Christian Cook. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Well, guys, you stepped into a rebuilding process with this program. I know there's a new locker room this season that you guys are excited about. What are you excited about in terms of where you're at in this process of rebuilding?
Well, it's like time. I mean, any time you have time, you're expecting to improve and get better. And, this time last year, we were just trying to figure out each other's names. We had 13 new players, new coaches. Everything was brand new. And, sometimes when you're thrown into action like that, it's just more of trying to survive. I think that's what we tried last year harder than anything, was just to survive. And, we had a year to go out and recruit, and, we feel a whole lot better than we did at this time last year.
Well, you certainly took advantage of that year. 8 new transfers on this roster heading into the season. When you guys went out recruiting, what did you prioritize in this transfer class?
Just our culture. I think we went out and just tried to pinpoint more guys that fit us, fit what we've always done in our programs. Guys that, are tough and physical and, come to work every day guys. That's what we call them here. And I think that's basically what we did more than anything, was just to continue to add to our culture and to continue to march forward in the right direction.
Now, Coach, we talked about all these new pieces. You guys have a dedicated fan base out there in Las Cruces. Who are some names this year that your fans should be excited to see play this season?
I like all of our new guys. Obviously, this gentleman sitting here next to me has really taken a step forward. And, most of the time when you have returners, they've been in your program for a year. They've been in your practices every day. They understand what it takes to be successful and, what we're asking for. I feel like we're pretty demanding in our program, and we hold our guys accountable. And, and Christian, along with the other 2, have done a tremendous job in taking on that role this year of being more of a leader than anything else. As far as our new guys, I think we're a lot more talented. As you said, prior to us coming on here, we're a lot bigger and longer and more athletic than we were last year. And, I can't really just pinpoint in particular guys. I do, Deontay is obviously him and Peter are both guys that have done this before. Both averaged over 15 points a game in their last stop. The thing that we like about them is that they're everyday guys. They come and work hard. They have a great attitude, and, they put winning in front of themselves. And I think that, again, anytime you can do that with a big group of guys, that you have a chance to win.
Coach, if you've watched this team play as a fan, everyone knows Christian Cook is an elite player on the basketball court. Who's he off the court?
Yeah, he's fun to be around for sure. But, he's a quiet guy. I think he's got a kind of a dry sense of humor, makes everyone laugh and keeps everybody on their toes a little bit. But the one thing that I've just been really proud of him is he's taken a huge step in his life. And that's not saying that he wasn't going in the right direction before he got here, but I just think that he's really matured. He's really grown as a young man. And, right now I know we have half a semester left, but right now he's making straight A's. And, he's just really, really taken on the role of making good decisions for our program and, being about what we're about. I think that's what I've been more proud of him. We know he can get the ball in the basket. But just, just being a guy that when we recruit other student athletes in the future, he's going to be an advocate for our program and someone that, people are going to say, hey, this is who I want to be like. I want to be like this guy.
Christian, I had another question here, but I've got to follow up on what your coach just said. Where do you feel like you've grown the most as a person?
I think off the court. I think I try to come in and work hard every day on the court, but I think I try to work really hard off the court and really keep the main thing off the court. And I think that's really helped me on the court. So,
Christian, no denying you're an elite shooter on the court. You're averaging just about 2 3-point field goals made per game. Who are some guys, maybe in the NBA, the pros, that you like to model your game off of?
I would obviously say Steph Curry. I like the way he moves off the ball, and I like the way he gets a shot off really fast. I would say Buddy Hield, too. I like watching Buddy Hield. Probably Damian Lillard, too. Yeah, those 3 guys that come to mind first, but, yeah, obviously Steph Curry the most.
Well, if you're watching those guys, I understand why you're making so many 3-point field goals out there. But, Christian, you've always played a lot of minutes. Every season, you're out there a ton. How do you prepare yourself to carry such a heavy load?
I think I take pride in that. I always want to be on the floor no matter what it is. I want to be the guy that helps us win, no matter what that looks like. If I'm guarding the best player or if I'm making shots, I want to be on the floor and help us contribute to a win. And, yeah, I take pride in being on the floor.
Hey, last question for you. Obviously, a lot of new pieces. You're one of just 4 newcomers coming back on this roster. What steps did you take to try to make some of those newcomers feel welcome to this program?
Just being a leader and showing them the ropes. Because, Coach, he's an intense coach. He doesn't care how we're feeling that day. He's going to come in and work hard. So just helping the guys realize that every day we're going to be working hard every day. And I think that makes the games easier, too, if we're coming in working hard every day.
Well, Coach Hoot and Christian, thank you guys for your time. Best of luck this season, and look forward to seeing what you guys are able to accomplish.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Well, let's get back over to the studio now. Matt Warner, Paul Nazigan standing by. Guys, I know you like this team.
Yeah, we do. And as we talked about it, tough first season for Jason Hooten, inherited a program that was in a difficult spot. Do we see more of a Jason Hooten-style team in year 2? And what does that even look like?
Yeah, I think we're starting to. And again, you can't talk enough about the job that Coach Hooten has to do. It's a complete overhaul of a program, and he's got it going in the right direction. But, basketball itself, just the X's and O's is a job in itself, but to do everything that he needs to do, hats off to him. And if anybody's going to do it, man, he's high energy.
That's right.
He's on all the time, and he can do it. But I think now with a year of recruiting, even though there's a lot of new faces, that was his vision. And now I think you're starting to see him be able to recruit the guys to the way they want to play. A lot coming in. They've got some really great size coming in, skills. So, again, I think you're going to see a vastly different team, a vastly improved team, and more along the lines of what that fan base expects.
9 new players coming in. Does that make Christian Cook maybe one of the more important people in this conference as kind of the star on that team, trying to get everybody else to work well together?
Yeah, absolutely. When you bring that many guys in, and here's the thing. So it's like that's a feat in itself. Yeah. Go get the guys. But now the job really starts of kind of putting those pieces in place, seeing what they can do, making those guys gel. That's a lot of, personalities and things to bring together. So like you mentioned, that's why it's so important for Cook. I mean, he's a phenomenal player on the court, a guy that just has such great confidence. But with him, he's not a big vocal rah-rah guy. He leads by example, by his work ethic. And when all those new guys come in and you circle them around Christian Cook, he's going to lead them in the right direction. Coach Hooten and him make a great tandem, and I think they're going to be vastly improved from what we saw a year ago. And again, the ceiling, who knows for those guys.
And a big fan base that's just ready to explode as well.
Yeah, they have experience. I mean, they have a history of success, and they're being patient too. But they want to see some more wins on the court, and I think they're going to this year.